Hello lovely people, welcome to my channel. It's Hila here, Saturday Night Stitch, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and if you are in the northern hemisphere, hopefully you're enjoying a lovely spring as well. And I was so spoiled for choice when it came to the flowers to share with you today, but I chose this tulip, and it's a fantastic variety called blood red. It's just this really beautiful red, and it's a cool sort of red. As you can see, it's got some blue bleeding into the petals here. Incredibly beautiful. So I'm sending you this lovely tulip amidst all of the wonderful flowers of spring, which is so lovely considering that at the end of last month there wasn't as much color going on, and now suddenly there's tulips, daffodils, bluebells, pansies, all sorts of things available. So we're just going to pop that tulip over there. And then we have got the May issue of Burda style. And let me tell you straight off, I love this issue. Number one, because it's dresses galore. So I absolutely love this issue. And I do think that before we even jump into it, I do think that this is going to be one of those classic issues that even 10 years from now, it will still be doing really well. So let's have a look at why I think that this is an amazing issue. So I've got the pencil here, and we have the line drawings. Okay, so it's May, so we're going towards spring, summer sewing now, even though it's still a little bit frosty here in England. We had frost this morning, but still, there's a lot of things to really get that spring sap going, the excitement, the inspiration. And I did quite like the dolce vita trend that they have going on here. I am a huge fan of Sophia Loren, particularly the 1960s movies. Scandal in Sorrento I love that film so much. You should go check that out for just like some wonderful garment inspiration. But this whole section here, it just had me excited for spring. And I quite liked how they tied in a lot of the inspiration images for the patterns that they then actually produced. So let's get into the patterns. The first one is a very interesting looking vest with a lot of detail. We've got sort of like a mini epaulette here on the arms there, and you've got the princess vest with the Dior dart. A lot of detailing and made up in a very beautiful red sateen here, one with some white pedal pushes and a lacy camisole top and some black loafers. So the whole look has just got such a beautiful vibe to it, and I love it. Not quite a big fan of vests personally, but I liked how it was interpreted in here. And then we had this fabulous dress that caught my eye in the preview, and it's really gorgeous. And one of the reasons why I like it is it fits a lot of my soft gamine principles that I try, broadly speaking, 80% of the time to stick by. And we've got the shoulder emphasis is given by how the armhole is a little bit cut away. So it shows more skin, more shoulder, more armhole than your traditional shirt dresses, I would say. And you can see that on here. So that's really good for me because that gives emphasis on the shoulder. And it's high necked, so it's very close and tapered at the neck over there. And then it's tapered at the waist. And we've got some pleating details, which is absolutely fabulous. And I like the length of it. The one thing that I don't particularly like on this version is that frill here. See if we can get the camera to focus. There we go. You see that frill? This is no fun to iron. It looks great the first time that you make it, but when it comes to ironing this, yeah, it is not a lot of fun. But luckily for us, we have another version that doesn't have the frill, and it's a very simple thing to skip out. But very beautiful, really lovely fabric. It's got so much segmentation and interest with it. Gorgeous. And then we've got another really fantastic interpretation of La Dolce Vita. We've got the boat neckline, and we've got those wonderful French darts, and then we've got some darts at the back here, and it's a zipped up top, and it's just really beautiful. And it's been made here in a like a broderie anglaise type fabric, so you can see it's got the tiny little holes. Gorgeous. And this is a really, you could wear jeans and a t-shirt, but you could just zhuzh it up by having this top in a really gorgeous fabric, a Liberty print or an art gallery fabric, and boom, And oh, beehive. I love the beehive. I used to wear a beehive when I was 18 and I was trying to bring the beehive back and it didn't work. Anyway, and then we have such a gorgeously classic, elegant style dress here. Oh, I really quite like this, and especially the fabric that they have used as well. And it's got this gentle drape because it's going to be partially on the bias. It does have a side zipper though, which I do find creates some challenges, particularly given how you've got just a grown-on cap sleeve here, and you don't have a lot of fabric, a lot of top way allowance here for you to put the zipper. So I think that that would just be the challenging bit here, but otherwise, how gorgeous is that? Really, really beautiful. And it's been made in a polyester. Personally, I'd make it in a crepe because I think you'd want something to have that beautiful drape. You could have fun by having this in a contrast color as well. But really, really beautiful. And again, I said the dresses in here, quite some lovely dresses. And then we've got the second variation of top number 118. So unusually, we actually had 3 variations of this top, but this time it's been made in what looks like it's a linen, and it's a very lovely I think it's a yarn dyed linen actually, from what I can tell, but you've added these little stick on rhinestones, and that gives it just a little bit extra, a little bit of something extra to it. It's really gorgeous. And over here it's been made with a 2-piece suit with these fabulous high-waisted shorts, and I am all for this. So these ones, I've put a star on them because I definitely want to try and make these. I love the little turn up. Normally I like the cuffs as well on sleeves, but I think that they look just as cute on shorts, and they are high-waisted, so quite like that. As I said with this one, each time I was turning the page I was like, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, oh, I like that. So for me, I just think that this is such a fabulous issue. And then we have this really beautiful romantic style dress with the bustier top, and then you've got the tiered skirt, and it's also got pockets. And I think pockets, and I think that it's in the petite ranges, although it is quite hard to get an idea of what it means when it says that they're in the petite ranges, because they do use the same model for their missus ranges and then for the petite ranges, so you kind of can't see with that, but it's basically to do with the height that they've drafted it for shorter heights. But it is such a cute one, and I think I've seen this somewhere before. I can't remember, but I've definitely seen this. I think it's a 2018, March 2018, I think. But absolutely adorable. Great little summer dress that you would get loads of wear from. And of course, we've got some lovely perfumes for some inspiration. I have a sample of this one, didn't like it too much. I like the Dylan Versace, the original one. This one I didn't like because it didn't last long. Didn't like that one. It was too passionate. Okay, and then we've got a really lovely style blouse, which has got some vintage vibes because of the collar, and it's short sleeve. I liked everything about this until I got to the little tie detail here. So it's basically the pattern has added like this. You kind of have that, which you then tie into a belt. So this, I'd rather just make a belt. I would rather just make a belt that I can tie over it. So I have the option of not having a tie at the front if I don't want to. But otherwise, really, really quite cute. And then the other thing that I really, really absolutely loved were these tall trousers. So these are drafted for taller. I think the height is 175, I think. Yeah. And it's these high-waisted trousers, pedal pusher, and they show the ankle, and they've got this teeny tiny little slit detail over here, and they've got a belt, really fabulous, and made in a really wonderful denim fabric. And you can never go wrong with this classic combination of a red, white stripe and then the denim. It's really, really beautiful. And so here's the thing, right? Back in the day, I used to think that these were silly. Like, I didn't see the point of adding these little slits at the end of at the ends of trousers. But a few months ago, I picked up from a charity shop a pair of trousers very similar to this. They're H&M, and they're capri pant style, like a 1950s style. I was looking for something 1950s style to sort of try out. And they have these little slits. right? Granted, it's not on both sides on the trousers that I have. It's just on the one side, on the outer facing side. And it's such a tiny little thing, but oh my gosh, it makes such a difference to how I feel when I'm wearing them. I don't know, it just sort of elevates it. So when I saw this, I was like, absolutely have to make this. You know, I used to think that they were quite silly, but having actually worn them and tried them out on a charity shop buy, which cost me £1, I am totally converted to how they just add a little je ne sais quoi. So I was very happy with that. And I think high-waisted trousers like this, cigarette pants, are very classic. You can tend to be able to wear them with just about anything really. And then the featured sewing pattern is the shirt dress, which is good because I think that this is I'd say an intermediate pattern to make. So it's quite good that Burda is catering for the intermediate sewers, And then we have the third variation of the top with the boat neckline. And how gorgeous is it in this? It's a very delicate color. And you can see the wonderful stitching detail. So when you use a plain fabric like this, you can really show up the excellent tailoring and the excellent stitching. Gorgeous. And then we have the shirt dress. Again, everything is fantastic about it until I realized that these are just extended and they just kind of like dangle. So you kind of have no choice but to always tie this up in a bow. Really? Can you imagine? Yeah. And so I think that I see this one being a popular pattern because it is a really gorgeous, it's got gorgeous design lines, and the relaxed fit shirt dress is a perennial favorite for those hot summer days. Particularly make it in a linen or a linen mix or even a viscose if you wanted it to be more drapier. But without that, you know, you'd rather have a belt over it. And if you made it without this thing, then you have the option of playing around with different belts. So say, for example, you wanted to wear your tan shoes, you can put a tan belt, or your navy wedges, you can use a navy belt. So I think that this actually removes the options for the dress. But that's just me. But otherwise, most seamstresses, I imagine they're just going to not add this and you'll have a gorgeous dress. And then we've got that lovely dress. Again, can you see how classic that is? So the upper part of it reminds me so much of that 1950s glamour style, very timeless, and it's been made in a really beautiful twill fabric. So you want to get something with the drape, and Minerva has been doing these I think they're called Eglantine and Zoe crepe and twill fabrics, and I am so addicted to those. They are so beautiful. But yeah, fabulous top. Again, this is going to be a popular one, absolutely popular. And then we've got paper bag waist trousers. Love these so much. And they've got like the belt that you thread through, and you've got the extra thick buckling here, and you've got the hip yoke pockets, and they're wide leg. Again, fantastic. Absolutely love it. They work so well and they just look so good. And we have a simple, very simple skirt, bias cut with a waistband. And it's got some shaping at the back in the form of some dots here. Lovely. And then we've got that vest again, but this time it's in a pale lilac color. Personally, I prefer it to be in a more bold, statementy color. But if you're going for something more subdued, more soft summer, then this does look really beautiful. I was so happy with this issue. I really was happy with the styling and with all of the patterns. And then the jumpsuit. Who doesn't like a jumpsuit for summer? Now, I know all of the jumpsuits that I have made, I've always made them for summer. And granted, I do have a love-hate relationship with jumpsuits. There's a part of me that just cannot get behind the bathroom logistics, shall we say, but the other part of me likes them because, much like dresses, you don't have to think about how to put them together because you just have it all in one, and you do have the flexibility, particularly if you're somebody who's quite active and maybe you cycle a lot. You know, you can be dressed nicely and be able to cycle to wherever you want to cycle to. But I like the relaxed look and feel of this particular one. It just looks so cool, so relaxed, and yeah, with the foul thingy. Okay, so you have to untie unbutton. Yeah, I won't be making this. I can appreciate it from an intellectual perspective, but I shan't be making it. Okay, and then we've got a cute little crafting session on what you can do. I like these. I need to try and make something like this for my phone, so when I'm going around. And then, oh, the looks, I thought that they did a great styling section with this particular skirt here. And my favorite one was, can you guess? Pink, pink. Yay! And I love the shoe, the detail with the shoes here. It's like, oh, fabulous. I should definitely try and make this. I've got a blue holly bond skirt, and I can kind of try and work something with that. So I like the ideas. I do find them quite inspiring. And then this one is, I called this my what kind of foolishness is this? I couldn't make sense head or tails of it. It's like a gigantic poncho, but quite fancy in that you've added a bib over here with some pin tucks. And I thought so for me, pin tucks are quite severe and they're very clean, neat lines, very minimalist. You know, they don't have fuss about them, pin tucks. And I found it quite jarring, I want to say, the mix of the pin tucks and the lace. Lace like this, I find it to be fussy. It's not clean for me. It doesn't create those clean lines. It doesn't create a sense of order. So when I look at pin tucks, I see order, I see straight lines, I see clarity. But when I have lace, to me, it's the opposite of that. It's very, it's very loose, it's very jaunty, it's a little bit untidy because it sticks out wherever it wants to. So this here kept on, like my brain kept on having a little bit of what's going on here? And I think that's one of the reasons why I struggled to understand this particular dress. I am keen to see what's made of this within the sewing community. I'm really, really quite curious. I can't say that personally I would like something like this. I've got a poncho, a style dress that I quite like, and I wear every summer that comes out because it's actually quite useful, particularly when we go camping. But it doesn't have these exposed sides. Mine just goes down on the side, and I think that's what it should be. But maybe this is like a fancy poncho. But if anybody is going to be making this, please do let me know. Probably maybe not seeing something that I should be seeing. So yeah, more details on that. And then we have a recipe for cheesecake with liqueur in it. Oh la la. Bring on the pims. Okay, so we've got the lovely shorts again with the high waist that I'm definitely going to be making. For my spring capsule wardrobe, I am missing some high-waisted shorts. So I've realized that I do like to have my legs out in summer, but I don't like to wear mini skirts. So shorts are a good compromise for that. So there we go. And then we've got those high-waisted paperback trousers again, except for this time, instead of having a self-made fabric belt, we're using belts as an accessory to just add a lot of flavor, a lot of options. These ones are going to be quite popular, I imagine. And then we've got a simple top. So a very quick note on this section that we're about to go into. I really liked and appreciated how they showed how you can take a full-size garment like this jumpsuit and how it can be converted to make into a top, and they're showing them side by side, and I do like that. I like being able to see what the potentialities are. So we've got the top over here, and it's been made in a lovely stripe gauze rami type fabric, and then we've got the jumpsuit over there, and you can see how you've got a lot of variation. I suppose the other way that you could do it if you wanted to is you could make yourself some trousers just like that. And that's the joy of sewing, meaning that you are able to get so much out of one pattern if you know how to and if you want to. And then over here we have that shirt dress that I'm very gaga about, because as you can see, it really shows off the shoulders, and I really, really do like that. But another thing that I like about this shirt dress that I realized I've never done with a shirt dress before, because I'm a big fan of shirt dresses and I've got over 10 shirt dresses that I've made, is using snap fasteners, right? And having this wonderful concealed placket, and that just elevates it. And I'm just like, oh, wow. So the most elevated shirt dress that I have, right, I used self-faced buttons. So fabric covered buttons, not self-faced, fabric covered buttons. So it creates the illusion of no buttons, even though you can sort of like see the three-dimensional thing. But I really like this of getting the snappers. So I've ordered some snaps so that I can actually make this particular version of this shirt dress with the snaps and the belt. Really, really like that. And again, it takes care of the frill because it doesn't actually have the frill on it. But I feel like it does give it more polish, more elevation, more chicness when you can't see, when you've got that concealed. So fabulous. And then we've got a really lovely simple skirt over here with some ruching detail at the waist. I'm not a big fan of ruching details at the waist personally, but I think that some people can carry it off more than others. And then we've got a lovely tank top with just a little bit of added detail by this elasticated ruching over here. And I feel like for a tank top, the neckline is sufficiently low enough that this would work. And I checked the fabric recommendation, and this takes like less than a meter of fabric. So this could be a good way of using up scrap pieces of leftover fabric. Oh, and then we've got some more gorgeous dresses, beautiful dresses. I love this dress because of the pleated detail at the shoulder, and you've got the V-neck. So it kind of creates a really lovely neckline detail, which is just perfect for summer, I think. And then you've got a relaxed fitting looking waist here, and it's got a zipper at the back. So this one is a 3-dot pattern. I would disagree and probably say that this should be a 4-dot pattern, because you definitely need to do some lining inside there if you want to get the best out of this. But it's a really gorgeous thing, and it's the sort of thing that when you have it, it would just look so wonderful. And it's probably the sort of thing that just is so easy to wear. It looks very, very comfortable to wear. And then over here, we've got something a little bit more structured. It's a sheath dress style, and we've got the raglan sleeve and the little cap sleeves. I do love a cap sleeve. So with this, even though they've used a fabric that you can't really see the detail, I mean, you can barely even see on the waist here that you've got an up. Shall we call this a reverse peplum? Yes, because normally the peplum would be pointing down, right? But this one is like it's pointing up. Reverse peplum sections or reverse paperback waist. What do you call these flanges that face upwards? So you can't really see them with this fabric. But imagine you made this in, say, a fabric like this, just like a plain solid color. The stitching would really show up, and the stitching would really show this up as well. Could be lovely. Could be fantastic. So I think that that's quite good. It would work really well for summertime weddings. I have a wedding that I'll be going to, and I'll be making my dress and my husband's shirt and the girls' dresses. I'm hoping I haven't bitten off more than I can chew, but it's going to be at the beginning of July, and I'm so excited. It's the first wedding, the first family wedding that we've had in a long while. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And for the kids section, it's all the baby stuff, which is so cute and so adorable. So these sorts of patterns, they're great for using up like tiny scraps of fabric, because with these shorts, you can even make them out of like a 1/4 meter of fabric. So fantastic. And then we have the Burda Plus section, which has some fabulous fabric choices and fabulous designs, I thought. So I love this style of top. I made a top to go with my dindle dress, and it's got this similar sort of gathered neckline style and the gathered sleeve, and I just think it's so adorable. I think that it is so cute, and particularly if you make it in a solid color like just a white or a blue, you have something that can go with just about anything. And over here we have the dress version of that. So it's the dress, and you see what it can look like if you decide to cut it and make it into a top. And if we look at the dress, you can easily make it more maxi if you wanted to, or you can make it tiered, you know, adding the tiers in there. And just so much that you can do with it, and so simple and easy to make because of the casing. Because I have made something very similar, like how you do the top over there. Beautiful. Love it. And I love the green, the emerald green fabric that they have used, which is one of my colors. Okay, and then we have a lovely, I'll start off with the dress and then I'll move on to the top because they're linked like that. So you've got this wrap style dress, which has been made so beautifully and gives you a really great example of how you can work within the same tones of color. So this is like a beigey taupe kind of fabric, and for the trims here they've used something that's just lighter, just ever so lighter than the main color here, and it creates a really subtle but impactful effect by having these in a different color. So normally for me, because I tend to go for high contrasts, I would have gone with something darker, like, you know, I would have been like, this is black and this is black, whilst this is blue, you know, but like something really, really high contrast that makes it stand out. But this made me appreciate how you can actually go low contrast and you have something that's still stunning in its execution. And I thought that that was quite, that really inspired me when I did see that. But over here, we've got that same style again, but we've lengthened the sleeves and you've got a top that you can have with it. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got this very 1950s style neckline here. So we have that same neckline. We've got it here for the dress and we've got it here for the top as well. And you've got the darts to give you the shaping, and it comes away with the armhole. Really, really beautiful. And the tulip skirt style, wherein the shaping is mostly with these inverted pleats over here, and it creates this wonderful 1950s style silhouette. Again, absolutely gorgeous just for that neckline alone. Yeah, and there's so many things that you can do with the skirt. You can make it into an A-line skirt if you wanted to, or a gathered skirt, but you just, it's a beautiful base to start off with. And for the top, they've just added some little cap sleeves here, and it's a more structured fabric, so you can see that this has been given a peplum style, and it's just really emphasizing the wonderful fullness of the skirt. Beautiful. I thought that this was a great one. I thought that this was quite a great one. And then for a very simple summery style top or dress over here, V neckline with some frills, which I have been seeing these neck frills all over the place. So I think that this is a little bit on trend. And then you've got some flatter sleeves here with a little bit of a vent over there, because, you know, maybe you just want more airflow, something like that. Gorgeous fabric that has been used here. It's a silk fabric, and you can see from the way that it just puddles and drapes and has that beautiful shimmer. And then over here, the dress version just has got a casing with a drawstring at the waist, so that it creates this blousony effect around here. And they've used a contrast trim along the cuff and along the neckline. Beautiful blues and greens again, so very evocative of spring and of summer. Really, really wonderful. And I just thought that there were a lot of great details. You can see over here, there's the slit with the silk, there's the little bow belt, there's the little rhinestones that you can add, and you've got like the frill over here, and you've got the cuff on that shirt dress. Wonderful, wonderful. So overall, this left me feeling really excited and really, really inspired to actually get into my sewing room and sew, and so many wonderful dresses. So just on the dresses alone, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 9 really great dress patterns that I think are classic and will stand the test of time, will look great whether it's a patterned or a solid. All in all, a really, really good issue. Now, if wishes were horses, burgers would ride. And if I had all the time in the world, I would be sewing almost all of those dresses in there. But so far, there's two main things that I definitely want to get into my spring-summer 2022 wardrobe. One of them is this dress here, and I've got a fabulous fabric that I think would be great for it. And I've already ordered the snap fasteners. And that might be a triumph of hope and joy over practicality. I don't know. I'm excited right now. Whenever I will get the chance to, I will be making this, as well as the shorts. Really want to make those shorts. Shorts will be made in one of the denims that I bought recently, either the charcoal or the navy. We'll see, because the shorts will be part of the basics. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Do let me know whether you've got this issue. Are you planning on getting this issue? Will you be making anything from this issue? Let me know in the comments down below. I do love to read the comments, and I love to know what you guys are getting up to with Burda as well. So until I see you next time, lovely people, happy sewing. Bye.